Welcome to the first episode of the Weekly Face-Off. During this podcast, we'll be talking about latest news, injury reports, and trade rumors, and possible sleeper picks to help you win your fantasy league. So here we go. All right.
Pretty good enthusiasm
I
on
know,
that
right?
first bat.
Fuck.
It only took you 8 tries to get that one right.
All right. Laine. Wow.
Just absolute unit right now.
That's
11
crazy.
goals in 1 week.
That's stupid.
Like like he's a streaky player. We've always said that. But the fact that he just comes out and he does so much things, not even just with the puck. He does it off the puck that makes him such a dynamic player.
For me, the way I like Laine a lot because he always seems to find himself alone. He hides and then he gets the puck from Blake Wheeler, Bufflin on the power play,
Kyle Connor.
Anyone finds him, and he makes it look so easy, which is sweet. But a lot of people debate him or Matthews, but they're both pretty solid goal scorers. But right now, Laine's hot.
Well, the thing with Laine, like when you get like Saturday's game against St. Louis, there was 4 or 5 goals. Like he was wide open. No one was even touching him. Like he was out in the open. No defense even tried to stop him.
Yeah, St. Louis was amazed by his efforts as well, which is St. Louis. I don't know.
Struggling early.
On paper, they have a solid team. They picked up Ryan O'Reilly in the offseason. They have Tarasenko, who, to me, I feel like he never got better. I feel like he just kind of stayed the same.
He kind of hit that ceiling.
Yeah, he hit his ceiling early. He got that, 39 goals or 40 goals
Still
one
a
year.
dynamic player, but I know what you mean. He hasn't been producing that same sort of game that he has been the past couple of years.
Like, for me, it's shocking. Like, he's never put up over a point a game in his career. I think the most he's had was 77, which is crazy.
And for a key player like him, you have to be able to do that in the NHL. So. And
for sure, I thought for sure he would have, or he could have been doing it now with especially with Ryan O'Reilly, who's a pretty consistent player. He's a 60-point to 70-point guy.
They went and traded a first-round pick for Ryan O'Reilly.
Which
and
is
now
nuts.
Buffalo has that pick. And Buffalo, who's doing so well right now, which we're going to talk about a little bit later on, but they're doing so well. And for them to get a number, like right now, I think it's near the top 5 for sure.
Buffalo?
They might get a top 5 pick in this year's draft off of a solid team they already have.
For me, I think the trade for Buffalo obviously was good, right? I guess for either team it worked out. It's working out pretty well. But for me, I don't know. Buffalo, I don't think they'll keep it up this year.
Well, let's talk about Buffalo. They got 9 straight wins coming into this week. Skinner's got 10 points in 9 games.
They're smoking hot.
And Eichel's got 11 points.
That's a duel to.
The real question right now is, how are they going to be doing this all year?
See, the thing
it's tough when you have a guy like that, especially someone like Skinner. Skinner's battled concussions.
Mm-hmm.
Almost every year of his career.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time since maybe his rookie year he's been this dynamic as a player.
For me, when you have a guy like Jack Eichel feeding you the puck all the time, it makes your life a lot easier, right?
Yeah, kind of like when you were playing with me, but
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. For me, Buffalo, I think they might be a fringe playoff team. I don't think I don't think they'll keep this up. I think once teams like Pittsburgh, Washington start to wake up a little bit more. Even New Jersey. You got to put New Jersey in there. They got Taylor Hall. He's a stud. They're not playing well right now, and they're brutal on the road. But I don't think Buffalo will make the playoffs. I think they might just miss. But I think they'll start to cool off sooner rather than later.
It's real early to talk about the playoff picture right now. But right now, Buffalo, 34 points, second in the Atlantic. Teams underneath Buffalo right now, the Maple Leafs with 32 points.
Wow.
Bruins with 30 points, and the Canadiens with 27 points. The Rangers are the 4th team in the Metropolitan right now with 26 points. So you're looking right now from 5 teams coming out of the Atlantic with the Lightning, the Sabres, the Leafs, the Bruins, and the Canadiens. The real question is, right now, you have a team like Pittsburgh, who is 23 points, I believe 6th in the Metropolitan.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why are they starting off so slow? It just doesn't make any sense.
I thought the early playoff exit last year would have helped them. I thought they would have got a little bit more rest, because they just came off winning back-to-back cups. But I think they will wake up. I think, they're trying to They do have some new guys that they brought in. Derek Brassard came back. He just came back. Sid's back now. Um, Murray, he's always injured. I don't know why, but the Smith is playing well.
The one thing I've really noticed is they're not getting a lot of their offensive depth that they've gotten in previous years.
Exactly,
now
yeah.
you could tell the third and fourth line is kind of relying more on the Crosby and Malkin line that they just send those two lines out and they do what they got to do, and at the end of that point it's like the third and fourth line, they're just trying to go out there and not get scored on.
Yeah, and that's how you get scored on.
And the goaltending is definitely not helping them right now.
No, definitely not.
But you got to understand, Murray's a 2-time Stanley Cup winner already. You have to think he'll pick it up eventually, but again, you never know with goalies. You can look at Devin Dubnyk for an example. He came out of nowhere a couple years ago in Minnesota. He was bouncing around from team to team. He
was Edmonton a bit and Arizona, or the other way around.
He went to Montreal. He played in the AHL team until he went over to Minnesota. I'm not too sure if the teams are mixed up there, but he ended up in Minnesota as a starter, and
now
he started lighting
top
it up.
Goalie, yeah.
So, the thing is with Murray is have to see what's going to happen later on. Obviously, if he's able to pick it up, that's great for Pittsburgh. It's great for fantasy owners, for Murray.
Oh, yeah.
But if he doesn't, I think Casey DeSmith is definitely well equipped to be the number one guy if needed. But again, the defensive help, as you said, is not that great right now this year.
Yeah, and also like you said before, like the secondary scoring, Sid's line and Malkin's line, they're not going to score every night. And when they don't, like you need those guys like Rust, Matt Cullen. He's old, but you need those guys to get going sooner rather than later, because if they start going a little later, it's not going to be good for Pittsburgh. They might miss the playoffs for the first time in 10 years, 9 years, and that won't sit well with Sidney and Gino and Phil even. So I think, like I said, I think they're going to make the playoffs. Pittsburgh. When you have guys like Gino and Sid on your team, you always have a chance. Right now, they're not a fun hockey team to watch.
Well, let's move on to injury updates.
Mm-hmm.
And let's talk about the other team in the Atlantic Division that is doing somewhat all right. They were doing all right until they lost the number one center, Patrice Bergeron.
Yeah.
And it is now affecting that former top line with Pasternak and Marchand. Both have 1 assist in the past 4 games. Really affecting them, not just fantasy owners, but now the Bruins. I'm not too sure what their record's been, but they just don't look like the same Bruins team. They play the Leafs tonight, which should be a good game. But again, it's something that you have to watch, because right now that team looks totally different without Bergeron in it.
Yeah, well, any team, when you lose a 2-time Selke winner or a 3-time Selke winner?
More, but he's one of the best two-way centermen in the league.
If not the best.
Anytime
best. You lose a guy like that, it's obviously going to be a big blow. But they also have, I think, 5 of their top 7 D out with injuries. And I read about maybe 2 weeks ago or last week, they have like 500 man games lost already in the season, which is absurd. So the season's only 20 games in?
Yeah, about
23. Yeah. So that's crazy to me. But like you know what? Boston's a solid team. Once Rask gets going, he gets his confidence back.
They got Rask splitting time with Halak right now.
Which is
definitely a shocker, but it's working for him. Halak's it's like he rejuvenated his career right now.
Oh yeah.
Especially playing last year with the Islanders, he wasn't.
No, he did not have a good year last year.
And especially now this year coming off of it, he's looking like he's the Halak of old. But only time will tell until he's officially either sitting on the bench or he splits time and takes more games out of Tuukka Rask.
For me, I just go with whoever's the hottest, and right now it's Halak. So
let's keep rolling with it.
So if you're a fantasy owner, and you have Rask, maybe try and get Halak as well. If you're desperate for a goalie, Halak definitely won't hurt you. He's a good goalie, and once Boston starts getting their guys back, Boston will be a powerhouse in the East. That's for sure.
All right, now what about Klingberg, Dallas? Out week to week with a hand injury. They first said possibly 3 weeks was his timetable. That moved up now to 5 or 6 weeks. They said most likely 5, but the coach said, no, we'll keep him out an extra week, make sure he's 100% ready to go. And it's I don't know if it's hurting them too much. They definitely have young talent like Esa Lindell and Miro Heiskanen who are definitely filling in. So they're not missing Klingberg too much, but when you lose someone of that caliber, it definitely does hurt
big
a
blow
little
for
bit.
sure.
Yeah, it's a big blow. He was a power play guy, and the Stars right now 26 points. They're I believe fifth. They're fifth in the Central Division. So they're outside looking in right now. They have to surpass the Jets, Avalanche, Wild, and Predators. So
it's a tough task.
Losing someone like Klingberg is definitely a cause for concern as of right now. So they're looking probably around December 7th to around December 14th, his return to the lineup, which is definitely going to be a boost for them.
Yeah, Klingberg, great offensive defenseman. Like you had mentioned before, he anchors their power play, so that's a huge loss for them. But even Dallas's goaltending, I'm not a big Bishop guy. I never really liked him even on Tampa.
Yeah, Bishop's hurt right now too. That's another big loss.
Exactly. Yeah, Khudobin is stepping in. He's playing okay.
Yeah, they got Anton Khudobin and Landon Bow.
I saw Landon play one game. I'm not sure they were getting blown out and they threw him in. He played well. So it was against Pittsburgh last week when Pittsburgh beat them 5-1. He stepped in and he played okay. But for me, guys like Sagan and Ben, once Klingberg got injured, their point production went down.
Well, definitely on the power play.
For sure on the power play. I don't remember the last time I saw them get a point on the power play. I think it's been like a couple games now. Sagan is dry. Been putting up like a couple assists every now and then, every couple games, but...
Well, the good news for the Stars is that they said Ben Bishop returned to the ice on Monday, which is definitely good. He was out the last 3 games, but looks like he should be coming back sometime this week. They got back-to-back games Tuesday and Wednesday. So, maybe Wednesday. You got Khudobin starting on Tuesday, maybe if Bishop's ready.
What's their schedule like? Is it a tough schedule coming up, or...
They got the Oilers tomorrow, and they got the Flames on Wednesday.
So right now, Calgary,
I mean, I might sit him, give him that extra day if he is ready to get back.
Yeah, then
if he's cleared
and
he's ready to go, I might go Wednesday against the Flames, give Khudobin that one game against the Oilers. If he's playing well for them now anyway, I mean, might as well keep riding with it.
Yep.
He's not going to be playing the back-to-back anyways. If he's not ready to go, they're going to go Khudobin and Bow.
Yeah.
So regardless, I think you give him that extra day. If anything, Wednesday he'll go. If not, we're looking probably Saturday against the Canucks. Let's move on to Kuzi. Kuznetsov's still out, upper body. They haven't really said anything about any updates or anything like that. He hasn't been skating at practices. He's closer than Oshie, they said. That's about as much of a report they gave us. He traveled with the team, and Oshie didn't. They're still winning games, so it's not like they're losing. They desperately need him. They play the Islanders tonight, the Devils on Friday, so they definitely have a lot of time until Friday's game. They said it's an upper body injury. Possibly it's looking like a concussion, so that's not a good sign for Kuznetsov or fantasy owners of Kuznetsov, but sometimes it happens.
It happens, yeah, exactly. Just like the Bergeron injury, that's a big loss for Washington, especially in the power play. I'm pretty sure it's either him or Carlson that quarterbacks the power play.
Yeah, but the thing with Washington, even if Kuzi is out, you still got a centerman weapons. Like Nick Backstrom and Ovi on the other side. John Carlson.
Ovi's going to be Ovi. He'll get his goals no matter what from his office. But
so losing Kuzi is a big thing. But even if he's not ready to go, then you still have guys like Backstrom who are really picking it up right now in fantasy.
Yeah,
especially not even just fantasy, but throughout the season, he's having a really good year, like usual. I mean, getting his assists when he can.
He's a 50, 60 assist guy. Yeah. So 20 goals. He's a consistent player. I've liked Backstrom for a long time. Him and Ovi are dynamite together. But now Ovi and Kuznetsov. Backstrom's on that second line with, I believe it's Oshie
and I believe Veranda.
I'm
not too sure, but
and that's a good line. It's a fast line. It's gritty.
Yeah, and I think on the first line they got regularly would be Kuznetsov, Ovi, and Tom Wilson.
Wilson, and Tom Wilson is hot right now. He has 6 points?
I think he's got a point in every game except one since he came back from
one,
suspension.
Right? He's been there 5 games now.
5 or 6.
5 or 6 games. Yeah, so he's playing well. For me, Tom Wilson's he's never been a points guy, right? He's more a gritty guy.
Yeah.
He'll get the puck out
I mean,
for OV.
if he's playing on the first line, though, he's going to get his points.
Yeah, you play with guys like Ovi and Kuznetsov for.
It's good news for injury updates. Shea Weber, Canadiens looks like he's ready to return sometime this week. They play on Tuesday against the Hurricanes, Saturday against the Rangers. They said it's looking good. Nothing's confirmed. He's skating. He's ready to go, apparently. Just has to be more or less has to be cleared by the medical staff in Montreal in order to be ready. Because, once he's back, they're going to want their captain out there.
Yeah, for sure.
He's a big addition for sure with that shot. So it's
for me,
definitely
he's a top 10 defenseman in the NHL still. He's getting older, but I still love him on my team.
He may not put up the points that he used to, but
you know what you're going to get when he's on
and he shuts down those guys. He's a little slow, but he'll use that body. He knows how to move guys out of the net. And that's what, they don't got a lot of big guys in Montreal. No. Especially if you pair him with someone like Mete, young guy there, like
fast.
Definitely help him out there. He doesn't have to be that offensive threat anymore. He can give it up to Mete, who's got that speed, and he could definitely use it there. So definitely some positive news in Montreal for a team that's actually doing surprisingly well. A lot of guys had him written off before the season even started.
Myself included, yeah. For me, it all is on Carey Price.
Yeah.
If Price, is Price, the Habs always have a chance to win. But if he plays not like Price, it's going to be hard for them.
Well, let's think about it. This year we haven't seen Price beat Price. He's been good in games. He's stolen a few. But he hasn't been the Price that won that Hart Trophy.
Exactly.
So if he starts to play like that,
Habs can be a dangerous team.
The league has to.
And they're scoring a lot of goals now. So Domi's hot.
They are definitely an exciting team to watch. That's for
sure. Right now, yep.
They got a lot of speed, a lot of young guys, and they're using it very well.
If you're the Habs, where would you put Shea Weber back in the lineup on the top pairing, or would you kind of ease him into the lineup? Put him against third pairing, fourth pairing.
Now, there's no such he's been practicing, yes, but there's no replacement for games. You can practice all you want. It's not a good replacement for a game.
No. It's
not the same game speed. It's nothing. You guys are taking him easy out there in practice. I think Shea Weber's been through this enough to know what to expect.
When he's going to be ready to go.
I don't think... Now, I still think he'll play top line. I think they'll pair him with Mete. Most likely going to be with Mete. They had it like that last year before he went down. So I feel like if he plays with Mete there, they'll ease him in. I don't think he'll be playing 30 minutes a game.
No.
I don't think he'll play high 20 minutes. He'll probably limit his restriction minute-wise.
I could see him playing 15 to 20, but I could still see him playing against the top lines.
Well, you got to think, especially if they get power plays, he's going to be out there too. So
he's got a cannon.
I still think he'll get around 24 minutes, roughly.
That's fair, yeah.
It's not too much. I don't think he'll get close to his regular, which is about 28.
Not yet, at least. So, maybe down the line when
definitely
the games are more meaningful, more important. Well, not to say that they're not meaningful now, but everyone's fighting for points near the end of the season.
Let's talk about some sleepers for fantasy teams to target. We got 3 guys, all under 40% owned. Mm-hmm. First one to come in, Alex Tuch, Vegas Golden Knights.
The guy last year, it was his first year with Vegas, his first full season. I think he got 40 points, 39 points. That's okay, but now he's playing with Pacioretty, he's a consistent goal scorer throughout his career.
Pacioretty and Eakin, yeah.
And Eakin, he's a workhorse. He'll get you the puck out of the corners. And right now they're a hot line, and Vegas is playing well right now.
But I think, if anything, Pacioretty is just streaky. There'll be games where he'll score every game for 5-6 games,
and then he'll go cold for 10.
And then he'll fall asleep. So I think right now they're hot. If he's available in your fantasy, he's 39% owned.
Give him a chance. He's not going to hurt you.
Yeah, I think he's center left wing, if I'm not mistaken. It could be different in other leagues, but I believe Yahoo's center left wing. Mm-hmm. The next guy, Drake Batherson, Ottawa Senators, 8% owned, playing top line in Ottawa with Duchesne and Bottker. Second line power play. He scores everywhere he goes.
Yeah.
He really does. And
in junior, he was a stud. He was scoring in abundance. He
led the World Juniors last year.
Yeah.
Led Canada. Led, I think, the tournament in goals.
And
so
they won last year, did they not? They did, yeah.
He knows. He scores. He knows what he's doing. And 8% owned, for a guy that's playing top. Ottawa is tied for first in goals for. They're first in goals against, so they're letting a lot of goals in. They're winning games 7-6. They're letting a lot in, but they're scoring in bunches. And that's what you kind of expect. They got a young decor there, so
They got Thomas Chabot. He looks like he's filling in nicely. Without Carlson there.
yeah, it kind of eases the pain of losing someone like Carlson for sure.
But do you think he can keep this up all year or
Chabot?
for years to come? Yeah.
I feel like Chabot can. I mean, throughout junior, he's been a consistent point getter. How it translates to the NHL, you never know. But I mean, as of right now, he looks like he's poised. He knows what he's doing. He's
brilliant skater, very good skater.
Not only is he a good offensive threat, but he's been able to shut a lot of top line down. I mean, I don't know how you could say that when their goals for is first, or goals against is first in the league. But I mean, they're a young decor. I mean, guys like Max Lajoie, who's looking good too.
Yep.
So you got to give those young guys time, especially they got. Ben Harper. Ben Harper's playing too. Occasionally, Christian Jaros is another young guy.
Yeah.
So, give them time. They're a young team. Definitely exciting to watch. And for someone like Drake Batherson, 8% owned, I feel like right now in Ottawa, he's definitely a guy to target playing with Duchesne.
And again, he won't. If you pick him up and you have him in your lineup, he won't hurt you.
No, he definitely won't hurt you. I mean, he's got 5 points in 5 games. He's got a point per game.
And for a rookie, that's great. For anyone, that's great.
He's playing with Duchesne, who's literally top 5 in the league in scoring right now. Well, at the time of this recording, he's top 5 in scoring. So, give him a shot. He's top line. He's doing everything right. The next guy, Esa Lindell, 34% owned in Yahoo. And with Klingberg out week to week, Esa Lindell looks like a good player to be picked up if he's available for you guys.
Yeah, he won't hurt you. He's playing. Is he playing? I'm pretty sure he's playing top power play.
He's playing second line power play.
Okay. Dallas has a solid power play usually. Right now, I believe they're outside of the top 10 for power play ranking. But, he's playing with Heiskanen on the second power play unit.
Another good young defenseman.
He's going to be a stud when he comes into his own. But, Esa Lindell, give him a chance. He won't hurt you.
Especially with someone like Klingberg out. I mean, he's playing top line with Heiskanen. If he's available, and you need a defense surplus. I know there's not a lot of defense out there. A lot of defense get taken early. I'm not saying he's going to put up points like Morgan Rielly, Thomas Chabot, Brett Burns, but
yeah, of course,
he's
of course not
going to get his chances playing top line. I mean, second line power play is still not bad, but to play top line with Heiskanen anyway, I mean, I feel like they definitely got a chance to get points when they're available.
Sure. Yeah. All right, I think we're all done here.
Yeah, we kind of went through everything for the week.
Not a bad first episode, if I do say so myself.
Not bad. I mean, it only took you 8 tries to get the introduction set, but
Hey, when you're new to this stuff, it's okay.
Practice
Make mistakes, it's all good. All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in to the first episode. If you liked what you heard, please like and subscribe. If you guys have any suggestions on what you want to hear, please don't be shy and comment below. We'll be back next Monday with more fantasy news, more injury updates. We got it all here. So please tune in next week and peace out.